Hey everyone, it's Autumn. Today I wanted to do a video where I do a full brand overview for Merit Beauty. So if you haven't heard of Merit Beauty, they are a relatively new makeup brand. They've been around for about a year and they focus on makeup that is clean, vegan, I would say luxury, and it all has that minimal aesthetic to where kind of less is more is kind of like their whole thing. So back in November when I was like buying all that makeup, I did a haul video. I will have it up here if you're interested. But I bought a ton of Merit Beauty with the intention of doing a full face one brand video. And so I actually did start recording that video back in December, I think. And while I was doing the wear test for that video, I decided that it was like minimal makeup. It would be perfect for the gym. I actually got an email from Merit Beauty asking me if I would like to try some of their products. Okay, so I am done working out at the gym. You can tell like my hair is soaked. I'll have like my Apple Watch stats on here, but I did an hour of cardio and then I did close to 40 minutes, not quite 40 minutes of strength training. So anyway, I'm in there working out and I go and I check my business email and I see that I have an email from Merit, which I'm just gonna tell you now, I got so excited because here's the thing, I am a smaller YouTuber, like very small, and I literally only get offers. There's like somebody pulling in now and so they're like probably wondering what the heck I'm doing. I literally only get offers from like weird no-name Amazon brands. And I got burned earlier, like in my YouTube days, where I would go ahead and take those products and then I wouldn't want to do the videos on the products because they weren't very good. And then they would get mad and like send me threatening emails demanding a video. And it's like, well, either I do a video telling the truth, talking about how I'm pretty sure you made the skincare product in your basement, or I don't do the video at all. So for me to have like purchased the stuff like from their website and from Sephora, and then they also like reach out and offer to send me product to do a video, I'm like super excited about it. So it was like the weirdest coincidence. They had no idea I had already purchased product or that I was already in the process of filming a video. But I was so excited that they reached out to me. But I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, I was super excited when they reached out to me because honestly, the companies that reach out to me, probably because I'm a smaller channel, they are usually the weirdest companies I've never heard of selling the weirdest products. Like I literally just got an email probably about a week ago from a company wanting me to do a video on like an ear spade where you kind of go in and it's like a video camera, you can see inside your ear and you scrape your earwax out. Unfortunately, I won't be doing that video. But anyway, since I was already filming that video, already using the products, I decided to go ahead and wait until I got the products that they were sending to me, which honestly, the only thing that they sent to me that I didn't already have is the highlighter. But I did get a duplicate of 2 items that I absolutely loved, and then I also got some other shades of the gloss. I want to be very transparent about what I bought and what I didn't buy. Just kind of like an overall view, I have purchased 10 Merit Beauty products on my own and they have sent me 6. I will have down in the description box a little asterisk next to everything that they have sent me, just for full transparency. If you guys have watched my channel for a while, you know no matter what, I'm gonna be 100% honest because I honestly believe that companies aren't really our friends, and at the end of the day, it's more important for the consumer to have good information, if that makes sense. So with that being said, they did give me a referral link that will give me a 10% commission on anything that is generated from this channel. If you guys were interested in Merit Beauty, if you would like to use that referral link, you can, and any profits that I make from that will be going right back into this channel so that I can create more content. Okay, so with all of that out of the way, this video is obviously a longer video, and so I'm going to be putting timestamps down in the description box to where if you guys are interested, you could just go to the part of the video that most interests you. I did 2 looks for this video. The first one is the quick 5-minute look. I did no explaining while putting on the makeup. I felt like it was pretty self-explanatory, so that's just gonna be nice, gentle, relaxing with some music in the background. And then the second portion of the video is gonna be me putting on the makeup, adding a couple more products that I feel really amp up the look, and these are products that Merit does not offer, but this is just showing how you can incorporate these products into makeup that you already have. But this is just me kind of showing how I would elevate it, what I feel like for my particular face where I need a little bit more attention. It's honestly mostly in my sad, sparse eyebrows. But anyway, let's just go ahead and get into the first look.
Soon giving in is time, 'cause we're falling apart. Love didn't find your heart. Nights didn't count, lies didn't count at all. Love didn't find your heart.
All right, so I'm back, and I thought that it would be a good idea to go through using the makeup again, and this time maybe adding in a few more products that I think are kind of missing from the line if you wanted a more perfected look. So I 100% understand that this brand is kind of focused on quick minimalistic makeup, and they do have everything you would absolutely need to achieve a good makeup look. There are actually several days now at this point where I've used nothing but their products just to kind of slap something on and get out of the house. But if you have all of these products already and you wanted a more perfected look, I will show you how I incorporate these products in with my other products as well. And also maybe this for Merit Beauty might be a couple of products that could fill some gaps in their line, because I actually really like all of the products I have from them. The quality is 100% there, so I think that it would be a good idea for maybe if they wanted something slightly elevated to add just in a few more things. All right, so I've already prepped my skin with some skincare, and I'm just gonna go in like I already did in the more minimal look with their Perfecting Complexion Stick in the shade Linen. They did send me another shade as well, but I find that this is actually the best shade for my particular complexion. And I did just get done doing a charcoal mask, so you can probably see the line on my face where it was. So I might have to add a little bit more of this product to even out my skin tone. So we're gonna go ahead and fast forward through me putting this on now. All right, so let's go in and do the eyebrows now. This is the volumizing pomade, and I really like this because not too much product goes onto this brush. It reminds me a lot of Boy Brow, but the cool thing about it is, which similarly to Boy Brow, when you put it on and you give it a minute, you can then go back with the brush after it's kind of like set a little bit on your brow and manipulate the brow hairs a little bit more. I have more sparse brows, and I find that I can just kind of go in and move the brows around, and this gives a little bit of color to where if I'm not doing like a full-on day, this eyebrow is perfectly fine. I'm gonna do the other brow and then I'll be right back. All right, so you may notice that I have a little bit more eyebrow over here with some more sparse areas. So I would really like for them to also add in an eyebrow pencil. So I'm gonna go ahead. If you are somebody like me who does not have like a beautiful full set of eyebrows already, I would suggest using this first and doing as much as you can. And then you just kind of go in and do your finishing touches with an eyebrow pencil. So I'm gonna go in with this Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil and then just kind of fill in some of the gaps that were left from the gel or the pomade. It's not really a gel. All right, so now that the brows are a little bit more defined, I want to talk about eyeshadow. This brand has no eyeshadows, and I like to have something on my lids, especially if I'm going to be wearing it for a long time, because over time, me running the foundation and stuff over my lid, you'll start to kind of like see a crease. So just kind of something to even out my eyelid, get rid of some veining, anything like that. And I like the whole idea behind their brand to where they really, you only have to use this one brush. Everything else you can use with your fingers. So I think it would be great to have like a cream shadow you can do in a pot, or similarly, I have this Chanel shadow that I've been enjoying recently that has a doe foot applicator. And then you can kind of just spread it around with your finger after the fact. So either one of those is fine. Today I'm gonna go in with this MAC Paint Pot and Groundwork. And then I have multiple shades of their blush. I'm actually only missing one shade from the line. So I have quite a few of these. And the reason I like these blushes is because they are kind of a gel formula and they're not so opaque to where you don't see your skin through it. And if you're not wearing a lot of like a foundation base, these are just beautiful and they're glowy. And I honestly don't even think you need a highlighter when you wear one of these blushes because it just makes the cheek glow so much. So I'm gonna go in with a shade that you can actually see better on camera. I noticed that when I did the 5-minute face that I used a light shade, and I have all these lights in here shining on me, and you really couldn't see it on the skin. The shade I used before was the shade Beverly Hills. So let's go in with my favorite, which is Raspberry Beret. I think this is the second to darkest shade. And you can blend it in with your finger or use the foundation brush and kind of go around the edges, which I like to do. And you can paint it on directly onto the skin, which you see I get foundation on there, or you can dab into it with the brush or use your fingers. And they don't have a bronzing product. What you could do is you could get one of their perfecting complexion sticks. Yeah, that's what they're called. I always have to look. You can get one in a deeper shade and you can bronze that way and kind of mix them together. But to me, I like to use this for coverage, and when I'm like bronzing up my face, I don't always need coverage. So it would be nice to have a bronzer possibly in kind of this gel formula, which they do have the shade Terracotta, but that's not quite like bronzy. Or if you didn't want something shiny, since this does kind of leave a shiny look to the cheek, it would be cool if they had kind of like a just like a regular stick bronzer. So to kind of get that look, I'm gonna go in with this Nude Sticks Nudies. Another cool concept possibly would be if they were to have like eyeshadow sticks, kind of like this, kind of like the NARS, but then also maybe make the eyeshadow and bronzer shades kind of like the same, to where you can use them either or. That would be cool. But at the same time, I feel like if I were to use this bronzer right here on my eye, it would crease. But then if I were to try to use the eyeshadow on my face, it wouldn't blend that well. So anyway, but you can always just kind of like put this on, and then again, using that same brush that you used for the foundation or the complexion stick, just kind of blend it in. All right, so for the lips, they don't have any like lipsticks or anything like that. You can always, again, use these, which I have used this as a lipped product. When I purchased one of these when I was traveling and I completely forgot my makeup bag, I picked one of these up, used it on my lips and my cheeks. But it would be cool if they had some kind of lip pencil product, like a longer wear kind of lipstick, so you don't have to touch up throughout the day. But I will show you how I love using the more colored glosses. Their clear gloss in Bel Air, I've been using it and it's absolute perfection. But colored glosses, when I get around the edges, I start to feel a little bit uncomfortable, like it's gonna travel outside. So kind of having like a pencil sort of product on the outside just makes me feel more comfortable. So I'll show you how I've been using these, what are these called? The tinted lip oils. All right, so using this Wayne Goss Essential Lip Pencil in the shade Light Nude, I'm gonna go in and kind of just go around the edges and color in my lip. All right, and then that's obviously like too light of a color, so I like to really use these for a nude lip to kind of liven them up a little bit. This is in the shade Marrakesh. And then I'm just gonna put it right here in the center. So I think this looks really pretty and natural. And then also, like, these sorts of gel glosses make drier products more comfortable, and it also makes them more wearable and real looking without your lips just looking completely washed out. All right, so I turned down my light so you have a better idea of how this looks. So they don't have an eyeliner in this collection, and honestly, I am not really one to wear eyeliner anyway, so that doesn't really bother me, but I know some people really enjoy using eyeliners. So that might be kind of like a gap in the collection, but again, for me in my everyday wear, I hardly ever wear an eyeliner. Let's talk about their highlighter now. Again, I have the shade Kava. It comes in another shade as well. And I actually really like the highlighter. It's a nice sheer kind of formula. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put it here on the tops of my cheeks and pat it in. And then we will go in with the mascara. All right, and then that is the completed look that's just slightly elevated with a few products that I think really help to round it out. So one more thing that I think might be missing for some people is a powder. So I typically don't wear a powder all of the time, but if you are somebody who's a little bit more on the oily side and you don't like to look super shiny all the time, you might want to add a powder to this routine. For me, I think that the gel-based products kind of add a beautiful glow to the skin, and I think it makes me look healthy, and I don't mind it at all, but I do understand how some people don't want to look shiny all of the time. So let's just talk about all of the products, because I have at least one shade of everything in their line. So there are some shades that I don't have, but I do have all of the products here to kind of talk about each one individually. So let's just kind of start out with in the order in which we would put them on our face. And the first product is the Perfecting Complexion Stick. So this, at first I was worried that it was a little bit expensive for the amount of product that you get, because you only get 3.7 grams or 0.13 ounces for $38. I think that's how much it is. I'll have prices and everything on the screen. And I've worn this like 10 times and I haven't had to screw it up any. I mean, I'm getting pretty close at this point, but you've seen how much I have used. Like today, I've actually used this thing twice. The second time I put on quite a lot of it, and I still haven't had to screw the product up. So if I screw it all the way up here, this is all you get. But like I mentioned, I think it's gonna take you longer to get through it than you might think. So this is a product that I actually purchased on my own around, I would say Black Friday. I went through and I purchased a ton of Merit products. I did like a haul video. I'll have that linked up here if you're curious. But I purchased this, and then they had a kit going, which they have tons of kits on their website, but they had a kit going to where like you would also get like a mascara, a blush, and a lip gloss. So I got that kit, and then I ordered this and a brush. Oh, and I think I also got this. Yes. I'm gonna try to be very, very clear about what they sent to me and what I had. But I ended up with a mini mascara and also a full mascara like that I had purchased myself, the brow products, like pretty much I got everything from their line, with the exception of the highlighter was the one thing that I didn't already own that they sent to me. Then the rest of the stuff that they sent to me was just different shades. So anyway, I had been using this for a while and I loved it so much. My tone is actually kind of hard to get. If you are a light olive skin tone, I think linen is a good shade. It matches me pretty well. So I was curious though, if maybe the one shade lighter might also be a match for me. So when they reached out to me, I did have them send me another linen, because at the time I was like, I'm gonna go through this thing so quickly, just send me another linen. And then I also asked them to send me the shade Cream. So Cream, here we go. Definitely is still a warm shade, but it definitely leans more kind of like neutral yellow orange, if that makes any sense. I just like named every tone. Let me go ahead and swatch linen right next to it. So here we have Cream, and then there is linen. So you can kind of see how linen is just a little bit more of like a beigey to almost like green kind of tone, and it matches me much better than the Cream does. The Cream is just a little too yellow. The formula on these is really good, and maybe if I just kind of show you up close, they become skin-like, and you can build up the coverage to get a full coverage, or you can spread it out, and it literally, like this one spread out a little bit more, and you can kind of see it has like a beautiful natural finish, and it can just be spread out to just look like skin. Like you can still see my freckles through it. The brush that they have might be my favorite thing that they have. Again, I already had one and I liked it so much that I asked them to send me another one. So I do have another brush. These wash up beautifully, by the way. I've washed them several times and they wash up like new every single time. All right, so now let's talk about the eyebrow product, which I kind of already touched on it before when I was doing the more elevated look. The eyebrow product really builds on itself, and if you let it dry for a second, you can kind of fluff it up and do a little bit more. And I'm pretty sure on the website, even though it doesn't say here on the packaging, that they call it like the 1980 brow pomade or something like that. And I think I read that they call it that because they're kind of paying an homage to the thicker brows of the 1980s. So I naturally don't have super thick brows, so I need something a little bit more to kind of color in the gaps. I actually really like the brow gel itself. It really does work as kind of like almost like a fluffer or like thickener to your brows that you already have. I find that if brow gels are too thin and they're colored, they end up making my brows look absolutely crazy because the color actually sticks to the skin and not the brow, and I can't stand that. So this I actually think works really well for me as a colored brow gel, and this is probably I normally never use colored brow gels because of the whole sticking to the skin thing, but this is the only colored brow gel that I have that actually works for me. All right, so let's talk about the blushes. This first shade I have is called Mood. By the way, I've purchased all of the blushes on my own. They didn't send me any blush. It wasn't even an option. So the cool thing about Merit, if I haven't already mentioned it before in the video, is that when they send you PR, they let you choose the products that you want. But the blush wasn't even an option. I think that they were running low on their website. So I totally understand. They're obviously going to give the blush to the paying customers first. So anyway, all of these I've purchased on my own. I think I got one in a kit that I got. I got one when I had to go shopping for a couple of products to get me through the holidays because I forgot my makeup bag. And then I just purchased 2 more shades that I wanted to try out also. So anyway, this first one is in the shade Mood, which is the deepest shade. And again, these kind of have like a gel-like texture, and they really make the skin glow. So I don't even find that the highlighter is necessary, but there we are, there's Mood. And which again, it's like that just because I went over like knuckles. So nothing's wrong with the blush, I just have put it in a really awkward spot. The next one is in the shade Raspberry Beret. This is actually one of my favorites because this looks kind of like your skin, like when you come fresh in out of the snow. So it's like a sort of deeper pinky purple. It's a raspberry color. So there it is. Yeah, that's just the way I'm swatching them with the weird line in the middle. The next one is the shade Cheeky, and I would say this one is more of a pink, but it has a little bit of a dusty mauve to it as well. So there it is, and then there we go. So you can see that this one, hold on, there we go. More of like a brownie brick red, a raspberry, and then a pink. And then the last one I have is the shade Beverly Hills. And this one is, I would say, like a warmer, more natural brownie pink. They do have a shade called Terracotta, which is more of an orange kind of shade. And I think eventually I may try to also get my hands on that one, just because I think that sort of orangey shades really flatter me. Beverly Hills is the one that I used earlier today in the quick 5-minute makeup look. All right, so then the next product I want to talk about is their highlighting balm. This is in the shade Kava. I really like this because it doesn't have any glitters in it. It's just a glowy balm. I'm gonna swatch it on this hand over the foundations, but you can see they do have a shade that's slightly deeper than this one. But this just glides on and it's really smooth. And it's easy to blend out. And it looks like healthy, sweaty skin, which is kind of like the whole goal of highlighter anyway. So I have 3 shades of the lip gloss, and again, 2 of them they sent me and 1 I purchased myself. The first one, which is in the shade Marrakesh, is the one I purchased myself. And these lip oils feel so good on the lips. So there's Marrakesh. It's like a warm, I would say like a deeper pinky orange kind of shade. Well, not even like orange. I don't know. It's like a dusty rose, I would say, but a little bit more vivid. I'm not very good at describing colors. The next one is the shade Au Naturel. And again, it's a little bit warmer. If you put it next to Marrakesh, they're very similar. So this one right here, yeah, is Marrakesh. And then the more orangey leaning one is Au Naturel. And for tinted lip oils, they actually have more pigment than I was expecting. A lot of the times tinted lip oils just barely have any pigment to them, but these are pretty pigmented. And so when I discovered how pigmented the lip oils were, I wanted to have a clear one because they feel so good on the lips, but I also am not always super comfortable wearing a colored lip product. And I got the shade Bel Air, which it leans a little bit yellow and like has some gold in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch out Bel Air on my hand. I feel like you're not really gonna get a whole lot from it since it is a clear gloss with a little bit of gold flecks running throughout it. But there is Bel Air. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my lips so you can see it, so let me wipe off the lip product I already have on my lips, which that lip liner was looking a little bit crusty on my lips anyway. So again, we're gonna go in with Bel Air. So for me and my preferences, which is like little to no lip color at all, this is obviously my favorite. I love it. These I use to kind of liven up a nude lipstick to kind of add a little bit of color where I feel like there should be some and there isn't, so that my lips just don't look flat. But for everyday use, this Bel Air is super comfortable and it's pretty. This is my favorite. And then the last thing, let's talk about this mascara. So I wish that they also carried it in a brown, but most people wear a black mascara, so I totally get it. But look how pretty it is. Like, it builds really well. It's not clumpy, which I know a lot of people like a spidery or clumpy look. I don't. I actually just like for my lashes to just look tinted and to be just slightly better than what they naturally are. And I feel like this does it. So I really like it. The brush looks like a standard brush. It's just a really nice formula. And again, I've had it on for a while. I feel like if you've had this makeup on all day and you just did like the minimal look and then you're getting ready to go out maybe for drinks after work, you could just add a little bit more mascara and then kind of touch up your product and then be ready to go. Because since these products, all of them kind of are like moisturizing, if you have to touch them up, like you can, like, and there's only a couple products. So like if you take your foundation stick, which it's not a foundation, it's not a concealer, it's their complexion stick. If you take that with you to work, and then, you know, at the end of the day before maybe going out for drinks, you just kind of touch up, add a little bit of highlight, blush, lip gloss, whatever, I feel like you can do that and these are gonna build really well. When you make your first purchase, they do provide you with their makeup bag, which when I first saw it, I was like, that's not gonna really hold that much. Like, what am I gonna use that for? But I ended up buying a ton of Merit products, and then they also sent me some more, which oddly enough, I bought more than what they sent me. But anyway, everything that they sent me and everything I bought fit in here. So I'll put the highlighter, mascara, brow gel, complexion stick, the other complexion stick, the brush, the other brush, 3 lip glosses. Here's 2 cheek products. Let me put the lid back on this one. The lids are loose because I was swatching them. Then this one, oh, the other complexion stick. All of it is in here and there is still room. So I was surprised at like how well their products fit in here. So if you were a super minimalist kind of beauty person and you just wanted like that one simple bag or simple place to keep them, I think it's so nice that they send you this bag. And this bag is also washable. You can just throw it in your washing machine and wash it up. And they also had photos of people using this bag as kind of like a clutch on a night out. This is the holiday version of the bag. I think currently it's like a corduroy sort of brown bag that you get. But when you make your first order, they automatically just send you the bag. You don't have to put anything in to get it. And I think that they just know that the first order is either yours, I don't know if they look at your address or your email to see if it's your first order. I don't know how that works, but I do know that they saw that I already had the bag and I had a different email for my business email that they contacted me through than the email that I used to purchase the bag. So they didn't send me a second bag when I went to review their products. But anyway, those are my thoughts on Merit Beauty. I am actually really impressed by the brand. Also, I'm impressed by what they stand for and all the good things and the ingredients and all that stuff that they are putting like on their website. I did a little bit of research before and I was gonna like tell you what I saw, but to me, when people are just reading from a brand's website, it comes across as like very kind of like sponsored and insincere. So I will leave their website linked if that's something that you are curious about, but I'm not gonna like be pretty much just repeating exactly everything I saw on their website. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've tried anything from Merit, go ahead and let everyone in the comments know what your experience was. I personally have been really impressed with everything, and I think that a lot of times companies try to roll out with too much too soon, and they do a ton of releases and the products aren't as good. Every single product that I've tried, I have liked. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and I will talk to you guys in the next one. All right, bye.